Morning.
Good morning.
Once again, we're in Oslo. It is still cloudy and wet, but it's not raining currently.
Yay!
We're going to learn something different this morning.
Yeah, Grant, what have you cooked up for us
All
today?
right, I've cooked up a little bit of a plan. So we've been to Norway before, but we didn't do a classic food, like one of the classic sort of foods here. And Oslo is famous for its waffles. But not the type that you normally think.
Not a Belgian and American kind of waffle. Nope.
So they have a waffle, very thin, like a thin waffle, and they have a very unique flavor combination that you're meant to try. That is a classic here, right?
Yep.
So the classic is raspberry jam, which
Cool. Love
makes
it.
sense. That's pretty normal. And then the other thing is there's a brown cheese.
It's like a thin brown cheese.
Yeah. Then, to make it even better, sour cream is the other option.
I'm so
those
scared.
three together is the classic combo. It's kind of like a sweet, savory, sour combo in the waffle. And we haven't done it. We're a little scared, but everyone that seems to try it seems to love it.
Yeah. I'm really hoping my Scandinavian genes come in clutch on this.
So I've scoured the internet and I found a few different options. We're gonna try 3 different, as long as we don't really hate it and can't do it at all the places, but we'll try. And
I think we have to try at least
for
2.
science, yeah. So I found a place, it's also, the order we're doing them today is dictated by when they're opening. So there is a place called Baker Brun, which is a little bit further away, but it's about 10-15 minutes on the tram. So we're gonna go try that. So this is a classic bakery that does one. Then we're gonna come back to here, and there's a small sort of waffle stand on this main street that gets good reviews. So we're gonna try that one. And then we're gonna try another place. Once again, get on the tram, go up to a place called Harold's Waffles.
Is this the tram we're supposed to be getting on?
I think we're going the different way, but it could be, but we'll figure it out. So yeah, one's like a cafe, one is a
I'm over here.
stand, and one is like a dedicated waffle place.
Yeah.
So yeah. We'll come along and we'll see how we do. Yeah. All right, we're currently just waiting for a tram, so I thought we'd just chat for a second. We noticed this morning, today's a Saturday, and we noticed this morning, just FYI, if you're here on a Saturday, I assume it's probably also Sunday, it would be like this.
Yeah.
But a lot of cafes and places like that don't open as early as they do in the weekday. So we had to try multiple cafes this morning to get coffee, all the normal sort of ones in the main street were all closed until I think at least 9.
If not 10.
Yeah, but there were some places in the train station that were open, so we found an espresso house that was open.
Yeah.
So I think the train station's your best bet earlier on a weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah. So just a little tip there if you're here on the weekend. Looks like there's a little market being set up behind us here, right outside the station. But the weather is lovely, so.
Yeah, just super casual, a little bit of drizzle. So it's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're getting on the train in 7 minutes to go get our first Norwegian waffle.
We're at Baker Brun, first waffle. It's 1,000 degrees.
So yeah, this is the raspberry jam and the brown cheese.
Yeah.
It's really soft.
It's very soft. I don't know if I got any cheese in that part.
Okay.
Hold on.
How is it? It's really good.
It's really good.
This waffle is so soft. See if I can show it. It's so good. This is way better than I think I thought it would be.
Yeah.
Yeah, it works, man.
Yep. Yeah, I think I get the sour cream. Like I get how it's missing that.
Yeah, they didn't. They said they didn't have sour cream, so we'll see if the other ones. I think the other ones today have sour cream, so we'll see what that adds. But I don't even really taste
The brown
the cheese that
Yeah.
much.
It's not strong.
It just
I
kind of-
thought it was going to be very strong.
Just kind of melts in here.
Yep.
So I see the hype.
Yeah. Same.
But Baker Brun, yeah, really good. This one's set the bar.
Yep.
Okay, now we're on the tram. We're going to our next, we're on our way to Harold's Waffles. So, the trams are super easy here.
Yeah.
I really like them.
And they're really nice and clean and like
They're very well, like,
maintained.
they have like digital signs and stuff to make it very clear what the stations are and stuff.
Yeah.
And they come like every like 10 minutes on most of the lines we've found, so.
Yeah. It's really easy to navigate.
So yeah, the next place, Harold's, was often, the first place was like, seemed like locals were kind of like, this is my favorite place. And this is the place that sort of just like is the most, like, probably the highest rated sort of place
This is
for
like
everyone.
The Instagrammy place, I think.
This is the place that everyone says to go to. So we'll see
Yeah.
if it lives up to it.
Yep.
All right, we've made it to Harold's Waffles, which is like sort of, this is the spot everyone says to come. And this one is open so we can show it more than the last one we had. You can see there's a lot of cheese on this one, and this one's got the sour cream, which we hadn't had yet, so. All right.
I'm going for it. There he goes. You liked the first one better.
It's actually very different to the first one.
Okay.
The sour cream definitely adds a different taste. This waffle is thinner and crispier.
Okay. Is that better?
I think it just depends what you want. Like, they both taste good. I think the first one tasted a bit more like, I think I liked the first waffle better.
Okay.
I think maybe I'll take a bit more, but I think like the combo is definitely like,
Okay. Interesting.
this doesn't feel as like, I felt like the first one was very like decadent, kind of like very like
Yep.
sweet, warm.
Yeah.
This isn't as warm, it's a bit more like, but good flavors. Do you want to try?
Sure. Also, if I'm heard giggling in the background of that video, it's because there's a lot of dogs with jackets, and I can't help myself. All right.
You see what I mean? It's very different, right? What's your thoughts?
I'm processing. I have a favorite,
Yeah.
like a clear favorite.
Yeah.
It's this one.
This one. Okay.
Yeah.
Why?
It's not as like sweet. I like that it's a little more
Yeah.
complex.
Okay.
I like the nuttiness of the brown cheese. Yeah, I just like,
Okay. That's fair. Yeah, I think.
the other one was almost like too sweet for me.
Yeah, I think like the other. I think I preferred the other one at least on the level of the waffle was my favorite. I
Oh,
think.
see,
there.
I like this waffle better.
Interesting.
I like
okay.
that it's crispy.
I
thought
liked
it was
that it was
almost
warm and
undercooked.
gooey. I liked that it was warm and gooey at the
Yeah,
other
it was
place.
almost undercooked for me.
Okay. But they're both very good. This place is awesome though. Like, see here, I took a little video while we were waiting inside. It was very loud in there. We couldn't film in there because it was too loud and too like jam packed. But it's like super busy. It opened at 11, so it's only open like within the last like
Yeah,
15
and
minutes.
there's like one guy in there making the waffles, and I think he just walked. He's like a hipster that walked out of Williamsburg, Brooklyn in like 2011. Like
Interesting.
that's what he looks like, and
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure he had like Bon Iver radio playing on a very retro-looking radio. So like it's a very like early 2010s, late 00s hipster vibe with really good waffles.
There's definitely more cheese.
It's
on
like a
this.
nutty nut. It's a nutty flavor.
We figured this out as we left the other place. kind of similar to like peanut butter and jelly. Mm-hmm. Because the cheese is yeah, kind of nutty, salty.
Yep.
It doesn't taste like cheese, honestly. I wouldn't even say it's really cheesy whatsoever, right?
No, it's definitely more of a nut spread vibe. But as someone that doesn't like peanut butter, I like it.
And you can kind of see, look at all that cheese now once it's folded.
Yeah, he put like 3 slices on it.
Yeah.
Whereas the one before had like a whisper
And it doesn't like,
of cheese.
the sour cream doesn't necessarily taste like what I would imagine sour cream to taste like.
It's not like American sour cream.
Some more?
I'll have one more bite. There you go.
No, I think they're both worth, honestly, I think they're both worth going to. But yeah, I think the first one was my favorite so far. But I would say this is probably what it should taste like more, because it has the sour cream, it's got more of the cheese.
Yeah.
I think I liked the waffle at the first place, but no, both very good options. So Harold's Waffles is definitely worth it. Definitely busy. Make sure come here early, because I think this is probably going to keep getting busier and busier, I think.
Yeah, for sure. All right.
All right, but we also noticed there was a yarn shop, so Marissa's going to get some yarn before we keep going. Okay, we're back in just like central Oslo now. Yeah. And we actually decided not to go to the third stop because it was almost double the price of the other ones. I think it's a more touristy part.
it's on Karl Johans gate, so it's
it's a tourist trappy kind of one.
Yeah.
So I'm sure they're fine, but yeah, they were almost $12 instead of like $6.90 or something that we've been paying. So it's like I think we've had the 2 best options.
And we each had a preference.
We both
of
had a
those
favorite.
2, so it just made sense.
Yeah.
To just.
And plus we just had 2 of them. We're kind of like full of that
there's
now,
only so many waffles.
I don't
you
get
can
sick
eat.
eating too many waffles.
Yeah. So I think we're gonna head back and have a little pepperoni and cheese. But you had a thought that you were talking about.
What was my thought?
It was about the layout of Oslo.
Oh, yeah, I was just saying, while we're on the tram, I was just saying, like, it's very compact for a city, which is good. Like, it's very easily navigable.
Yeah.
And, like, there's trams everywhere, so you don't actually have... There's buses everywhere, and there's, like, metro, there's above ground. Like, there's so much, like, you can get anywhere really fast.
You can rent a bike or a scooter every 3 feet.
Yeah.
Like, there's just so many ways to get around, and all of them are like easily accessible.
Yeah, because we covered a fair distance this morning on the tram, and there was like never more than 10 minutes away on the tram.
Yeah.
And then if you do have to walk a little bit, it's not that far, and it's just very easy to get around.
Yeah. So
Enjoying it.
you like Oslo.
We're gonna go have a little rest and recharge and figure out what our afternoon's gonna be. So we've got a couple of things we can do with our final day with our Oslo City Pass. So.
2 hours later.
All right, we are back out. We're gonna do a couple of things this afternoon, get the last use out of our Oslo City Pass. So we're gonna go check out the Nobel Peace Center, which is back here. We were down this area yesterday. This is down by that sort of like port area where you get all the ferries and stuff like that. And the city hall is right here. And this yellow building just in the distance here is the Nobel Peace Center.
Yeah.
So we're gonna go check that out.
I have no idea what this entails.
No,
I'm
I think
assuming it's just like a walkthrough of people that have won it.
I think
and why.
so, yeah. And I think sometimes they have some rotating different focuses of the exhibits. So we're gonna check this out, and then if time permits, which I think it will, we're gonna go up to the historical museum. So it's like all the history and stuff up there, which is sort of over that way. So it's not too far, but we'll get a couple of museums knocked out.
We still have to figure out what the heck we're gonna eat for dinner.
Okay. We'll figure it out once we get closer.
Yeah.
We're considering ramen.
Ramen's a possibility.
So yeah, this building right here is the Nobel Peace Center.
Yep.
Let's go check it out. All right, finished up at the Nobel Peace Center.
Yeah.
It was all right. It was fairly small, right?
Yeah.
Like it wasn't. You could spend a while there if you want to read everything.
Yeah, if you read everything, you're going to be in there a while.
Yeah.
But if you just, like, there's certain people you want to look at, or there's a pretty extensive exhibit about nuclear weapons, not surprisingly. It was interesting.
Was that a temporary one or was that always there?
I can't tell. I had trouble discerning what was permanent and what was temporary.
I did like that room with all the light. It had like all the different winners, and you go up to the little tablets and the.
Yeah, you just walk up and it pops up like their information about who they were and why they won.
Yeah.
Or are. Some of them are still alive.
But once again, it's raining.
Yep.
Oh, now we're gonna just make our way up north here. We're gonna go check out the historical museum. That's probably it for.
Yeah, and then we're
The
gonna figure out.
museums will, I think, on this pass, and then we'll figure out dinner. Yeah.
Yeah. We're back.
All right.
We went to the historical museum, which was super cool and had a lot of Viking things.
Yeah, like it was actually a fairly small, like kind of history museum. I feel like compared to some others, but it was pretty good. It was all specifically stuff for Norway.
Yeah.
And then the whole top floor, or the whole third floor,
was all Viking
was
things.
Vikings, and then like Norse mythology and stuff. So it was really cool.
It was very cool, and we kind of blasted through it because it's us. And then in the gift shop, I found this really cool book about some like medieval Viking yarn craft that uses like a bone needle. And you could get the book. They had a big book, they had a little book, and then you could get a bone needle. And I was really wanted to get it, and then Grant was like, no. So.
You're on your crochet. Like you should just stick to your crochet, I think, for now.
Buzzkill.
Marissa jumps between art, like crafts hobbies a lot. So
Buzzkill.
I think there's more uses out of crochet. I'm sure you can buy a bone needle or whatever it is on.
Yeah, I don't even know what it's
line.
called. I should have taken a picture of it. I'm sure I can just Google it.
Yeah.
So yeah, we didn't get anything. Is the moral of that story. So now it's like 3:00, so we're gonna go find a pub. There's a pub we've been meaning to visit for a couple of days, and then like we just haven't been in the right area of town. My goodness, that glowing thing in the sky is bright. And so yeah, we're gonna go to this pub called Dr. Jekyll's.
Yeah. Sounds cool. I have no idea if
sounds
it's
cool.
good or not.
Has a cool
but
name.
We're in the area. So.
We're in the area today at the right time, so we're gonna check it out.
Yeah. Yeah,
Hopefully.
this sun is blinding.
Oh my God, it is so bright. We're trying not to have sunglasses because we've gotten comments that we shouldn't be wearing sunglasses while we vlog. And so now we're not, and now I can't see anything. Where the heck are we going? That way?
You know, it's actually quite warm now that the sun is out.
Yeah, now it's warm. I have a wool sweater on, and now I'm dying.
I don't know why you put it back on.
Because I didn't know it was going to be that warm outside. The weather's very, like, temperamental here.
Okay, we made it to Dr. Jekyll's pub.
It's so cool in here.
Definitely like a cool logo, and
Yeah.
this whole menu actually has like, they've got like I think they're a very whiskey bar kind of thing.
Yeah, it's a specialist whiskey bar.
See, it's like Dr. Jekyll's cocktails, and like they're all like hand-drawn pictures and stuff.
This is the coolest bar menu I've seen since the
Oh, the Icon of the Seas.
yes. I couldn't think of what that bar
Like
was called.
Dr. Jekyll's Twisted Cocktails.
Yeah.
No, it's very cool. Well, we just got a beer because like
We just got beers because it's
we're-
us. So we got the Freideland. This seems to be like a really popular local brewery.
Yeah, I had the Pilsner yesterday,
Yeah.
but now we got the juicy IPA. So
Yeah.
cheers. Oh, that's nice.
Oh, that's really nice, actually.
That's really good.
That's a great juicy IPA.
I like that. Mm-hmm.
It doesn't have the hop that tastes like grass.
Yeah. But it is a cool, yeah. It's just a nice, it's a cool little pub. See here, we're in the main area here.
Yeah.
Massive whiskey collection. And then back here. Yeah, it's just like, inside it seems like relatively normal pub.
But it's massive. There's an outdoor area. We didn't go outside because it's been wet all day.
Yeah.
But the entire downstairs as well. So it's pretty massive.
Yeah, this is actually cool. There's a whole bunch of whiskeys and stuff all on this wall behind us.
Yeah. No, it's pretty cool.
We came in here purely because of its name.
Yeah.
Like, it sounds cool.
Like, it sounds cool. So, I don't think they have food.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
It seems to be just drinks.
Yeah.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah. So we're gonna have our beer, and I don't know what else we're gonna do.
We're gonna figure out what we're eating after this. I think.
Yeah.
And a little bit later, we need to figure out a place for dinner.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. So I've had an interesting observation. This is the second or third bar we've been in throughout our time in Oslo, where I look around and I am the only woman in this bar.
Yeah.
Not a feeling I'm used to having because, well, I think the bar scene in back home is like fairly equitable, and also our friend owns a bar. Shout out to Anne. So yeah, I just if you're a female traveler as traveling solo, just realize if you're going to bars, like
Yeah.
you might be the only woman.
Yeah, like we've seen, like when we were at Brig yesterday, there were a lot of people after work, so large
There were,
groups
like,
of women,
groups of women?
or group parties. But then, like whenever we went to sort of bars, like
Yeah.
dinner at the Irish pub last night was fine.
Yeah.
But there has been a few pubs where it's just been only dudes in here.
Like, I'm fine. I don't feel unsafe or anything. But
No,
just,
it's been fine.
just
Like everyone's friendly.
note, yeah.
Friendly and stuff. But it is just an interesting observation.
Yeah, about bar culture in Oslo.
Yeah, it's very male dominated. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's just a cultural thing here. Maybe, I don't know.
Do women not go get drinks?
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know.
And I haven't seen that many. Yeah, just like couples and stuff. Like,
Yeah,
at bars.
that's
I
actually
feel like
a really
that's
good point.
common everywhere we kind of go generally.
Yeah. I think it's also very common back home that, like, it's just like the thing you do with your partners. You go get a couple beers together or whatever. And here that doesn't seem to be the
Because it is a
case.
Saturday too, by the
It's a
way. Like
Saturday.
today's a Saturday, but
And
it's
this is
all
a
just
lot
like
of dudes.
it's just blokes.
I am-
Over.
Literally the only. There's like 50 men in here,
Mm-hmm.
and I am the only woman.
It's interesting,
Yeah. Yep.
and I feel like even all the bartenders have been men too.
All the bartenders have been men. That's
Actually, aside from the Irish pub last night,
yes.
that was a lady.
An Irish lady. She was very nice.
She was actually Irish.
Yep. So just an observation about bar culture in Oslo.
Yeah.
I'm so excited.
Yeah, why are
Yeah.
you excited?
Oh my god, because you got me a Guinness from the bar, and look at it.
That is so cool.
He
So they
like
put their logo on it.
on it. This is like
That's awesome.
the sexiest Guinness I've ever had. I don't want to drink it now.
So yeah, cool Guinness at Dr. Jekyll's.
Yeah, no. So the weirdest freaking thing just happened. So before we left the bar, clearly. And before we left the bar, we both individually went to the bathroom, and I go down, you had to go downstairs, and I went to go downstairs, and there was a man at the top of the stairs, like waiting for people to come up. And I'm like, okay, that's fine. He had a tray of drinks, you know, you don't want to accidentally bump somebody, understandable. And then those people come up, and he turns to me and says something to me in Norwegian that I don't understand because I don't speak Norwegian, and then hands me the tray of his drinks. And I'm like, I'm trying to say, like, what is happening right now? And he proceeds to toddle on, like, he walked perfectly fine. He did not seem.
Oh, sorry. So your bag is wide open.
That's good. Cool. We're doing great. Yeah.
Okay.
So clearly I have my life together. So he hands me his tray of drinks, proceeds to walk completely able-bodied down the stairs, and expects me to carry his drinks downstairs for him which is hilarious because if you know me at all,
It's the worst choice.
I am the worst choice for this. One, on a good day, I am extremely pigeon-toed. I trip a lot. I tend to fall downstairs quite frequently, actually. And at this particular moment, I am actually injured in both legs. So I carried his drink successfully down the stairs,
I
handed
said to
it to
Marissa,
him.
like, he should have given you a shot of his like whiskey or whatever.
Yeah, he should have. He honestly should have. And then I got to the bottom of the stairs, shoved the drinks back into his hands. He said something else to me in Norwegian, and then I ran away to the bathroom. Because then I was like, oh my God, what is happening?
Yeah.
This is a level of people pleasing
Yeah.
I didn't know I was capable of. It was weird.
Yeah.
I feel uncomfortable. Great, you can cut this later if I'm rambling too much.
But no.
It was weird.
But the Dr. Jekyll pub was nice. It was interestingly there was it also doubles as a Leeds United football, like
Yeah.
Premier League football bar. So there was a
that's
whole bunch of
fun.
people watching a Leeds game there downstairs. So.
Yeah. No, it was lovely until strangers treated me like a waitress.
And the bartender was Irish, I think, and when I asked for a cider, he was like, he obviously heard my accent and knew I was like,
Yeah.
you know, someone that's more familiar with cider than the Norwegians, and he's like, just so you know, it says dry cider.
It's
but
not dry.
It's not dry at all. It's quite sweet, but
That's fine.
it was good.
fine.
No, it was good. But he was like, just an FYI, I think he knew that I probably have experienced actual dry ciders, and he's like, the Norwegians like their cider a little sweeter. So
Yeah. So that just happened. So what are we doing now, Grant?
we're gonna go get some ramen.
Yeah, we're getting ramen.
Yeah. There's a ramen restaurant that has pretty good reviews called
As Marissa gets hit by a scooter. Koi ramen.
It looks like it's over kind of near the Opera House.
Yeah.
So we're gonna go check that
We're
out.
gonna go get some ramen.
Because we're always down for some good ramen.
Yeah.
If you've watched
Our Japan
our series
where
from
we
last year, yeah, in Japan, we had
year
ramen.
ago.
A year ago to the day, essentially. Like we were
Basically.
here that time, yeah. We had ramen almost every day
Yeah,
for
it was
a week,
awesome.
and it was the best.
Yeah, it was awesome. Minus I got really sick.
Yeah. But yeah, we're gonna go get some ramen.
Yeah. I will say now that we're out, it's like 4 p.m.
The sun is out.
The sun is out. The rain has stopped, but it is like super busy. The streets are packed. Tons of people out. Lots of like stores have like stalls out front. It's awesome.
I think it's finally it's stopped raining for it's been like 3 days of rain.
It's
so-
been 3 days of rain and now the rain has stopped. And everybody's like loving life.
Yep. Okay, we got to Koi Ramen. This place looks pretty legit. We
It
just
looks
got our
really
food.
good.
We got big old beers, which is very, very legit.
Important.
Japanese.
Important part of the experience.
And then you got what? Tonkatsu.
I got tonkatsu.
I got tantamen, and they both look pretty good. This is Marissa's.
This is the tonkatsu. We
Yeah.
got pork, we got eggies, we got corn, we got spring onion shredded. It looks delish.
Yeah, and then mine here, which, you know, it's got that little like red orangey tinge to it, which means it's spicy, which is good.
I'm gonna try my broth. Oh, that's really good.
It's good. Yeah, I'm gonna try mine out. The broth is the key here. How it. Ooh, yeah, that's good. It's a nice kind of creamy broth. But
Yeah,
it's
mine is too.
it's
The
like
noodles
it's
are
a more
really
creamy
good.
one, but this is a nice, good level of spice. I haven't added anything to it. It's good.
No, the noodles are really good. They're cooked perfectly.
Yeah. Yeah, this place seems pretty legit.
Yeah.
It's, yeah, you can kind of see here. It's just like a whole bunch of random tables. We're just sort of at the edge, looking out on the outside.
Yeah. And they had like 6 or 7 6 different ramen options.
Yeah, and they also had like karage, like fried chicken. I think they had like gyoza as well. So a lot of good options. Yeah.
It's really good though.
How were the noodles?
The noodles are perfect.
Pretty good. No, that's really good. This is yeah, I think for like ramen, like this is pretty, like it was fairly expensive, but it's like for everything here is kind of expensive.
Yeah.
These are about $24 or something.
Yeah.
So it's no Japan, but it's the food's pretty close.
My hot take, I wish there was more broth.
Oh yeah. You sometimes don't have all your broth though, right?
I know, but sometimes I want more.
You want more. Yeah, that's fair. But no, we're gonna dig in. This is pretty good so far.
All right.
We're finished with dinner. That was lovely.
good.
That was really good. A little expensive. It was about $70
Yeah.
for 2 bowls of ramen and 2 beers.
2 beers.
We could have eaten at a restaurant in Tokyo 3 times for that
3
amount of
times
money.
over, yeah. But it was
But
really good
it
ramen.
was very good. It was actually pretty comparable to Japanese ramen, so I'm happy.
Yeah,
And,
and we got beers of a decent size, which is nice.
They were actually reasonably priced. They were about 11.
Well, geez.
So they were about
Heck.
$11 for a large like pour. So it was like okay.
Yeah.
Now, yeah, like so I think that's a pretty good day. We started the
It's
day
really good.
with our little waffle tasting of Oslo.
Had some waffles, did some museums.
Did some museums after
a
that.
good day.
Yeah, found a good like pub. We had some good ramen. It was a good day. It was a good varied. We did a whole bunch of stuff today,
All
right?
the things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think that's gonna be it for today. We still have one more day in Oslo, so definitely make sure you're subscribed so you can see that other video that's coming out next week. But until then, we'll catch you later for another
Next
Oslo
time.
adventure. Yeah.
Yeah.
See you next time.